10:40 and all I want to do is go to sleep. But I am your fave nurse B, so let's get this video going. Hey everyone, I'm your fave nurse B. Today I don't even know what the heck I'm gonna talk about in this video. I'm just gonna start talking. Thanks for coming back to my channel. I hope you all are enjoying Nursemas. We will be having videos all the way up until Christmas, and I am one video behind, so I'm gonna add in another video either on Christmas Day or the day after Christmas. So definitely make sure that you have your notification bell on so you can know every time I post a video, okay? Once again, thank you to everybody who's been donating to my PayPal account. Like, it's really helping me a lot. And your fave nurse be gonna go back to school, get her RN like soon and very soon. So I definitely appreciate you all like contributing to my channel. Make sure that you like, you comment, you subscribe. If you're in nursing school, share my videos with other like nursing students. Like if you're at work, share my videos. Help me out because I feel like I'm doing my very, very best to give you all good content and consistent content. So yeah, thank you all so much. So I want to talk about what it was like for me transitioning from CNA to nurse and kind of give you all some tips and some things to think about when you're transitioning from that CNA role to a nursing role. So if you all do not know, I'm an LPN at a long-term care facility. I started off there as an NAT, which is basically a nurse assistant in training. And then I got certified, became a CNA. Then I went back to school while I worked full-time at my job. And got my LPN, and I've also, after that, I took prerequisites for an RN program, and right now I'm in the process of paying back a school so they can release my transcripts so I can go back and get my RN. So that's where I'm at right now as far as my education / career. But I did stay at the exact same facility throughout my entire nursing career. I have worked at other places like picking up shifts and stuff like that, but primarily I've been at this one facility the entire time. And I've been a nurse almost 4 years. It'll be 4 years, March 2019. I hope that my glasses are not glaring too much. Anyways, so first things first, for me, that transition from CNA to nurse, I would say it was actually a very good transition. I felt comfortable. I felt like I had support from my coworkers. And to me, it was a positive experience. And I think it was mostly due in part to just my attitude towards things. As a CNA, I was never like one of those CNAs that like went off on nurses or went off on other A's or got into it with people or like started drama. I tried to just keep things pretty chill as a CNA, and I did have people that I was close, like that I was cool with. I wouldn't, like, I didn't put all my business out there as a CNA about my life. So I think it was good. Like, and I never really like went to the club with nobody or hung out after work as a CNA with coworkers. We just would talk at work, be cool, kiki and all that, and that was that. And people was really supportive. I got gifts from, you know, some people I was close to when I graduated. One of my homegirls, what's up, Chastity? She came to my graduation. We worked together. And so I feel like the transition was good. Who knows what people were saying behind my back? I don't know. I mean, I've learned, you all, that if a person has an issue with you, that's their problem. It has nothing to do with me. Like Drake said, they say that we've been beefing, man, but you on your own. Like, yeah, like if there's an issue between me and you, like, it's your issue. Like, it's not my issue. I choose whether or not I want to take on this problem that you have with me. You got a problem with me, that's your problem. Like, I'm good over here. So I've learned that. Of course, it takes time to get to that position, but I would say a tip transitioning from CNA to nurse is just to make sure that you're not really, you can't be bothered by, you know, what people think of you, how they look at you, what they say behind your back. It doesn't matter. That's their problem. Like, yeah, I don't know how much I can emphasize that. When people have issues with you, it's their problem. It's whatever going on in their mind, their insecurities, some people feel like your success is a direct, like, assault to them, you know, and that's their problem. Just the same way, it's also not your fault, or not really has anything to do when people like you, or they're inspired by you and motivated by you. That has nothing to do with you. That's something within them that's liking you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, you can't hold your self-worth and your self-confidence in other people and what they think about you, whether it's good or bad. You have to like build up your own self-confidence within yourself and keep it at that. If people like you, they like you. If they love you, they love you. If they hate you, they hate you. Like, it should never like change the way you see yourself. And of course, that takes time to get to. That's like a huge like character development type of deal. And I think that's something that we all should be striving for. I know I'm striving for it, to not care about what people think. And it's hard in the society that we live in, because everything's based off comments and likes and subscribing and sharing. So go ahead and do all 4 of those things. But it's like everything is so like surrounded by that. So you kind of feel like you have to do things to make people like you, or to be, you know, seen by people. But really just focus on you and work on you and go from there. So that's just a little life lesson that like I said, I'm working on as well. But that transition, you have to have, it has to be an emotional transition as well as a professional transition. So that's more the emotional, like internal side of how to transition from CNA to nurse. But the next thing I would say is make sure that you remain humble. I feel like, you know, I try my best to stay humble going from a CNA to a nurse, because I will never forget where I came from. I'll never forget, you know, that I applied to that job as to become an NAT and didn't get the freaking job a year before I freaking went there back again. I know that before that, I wasn't even making no money for real, y'all. I can do videos about how much money I used to make before going even into healthcare, about how I got fired from a job, like so much stuff. Like I was extremely humbled, you know. So definitely make sure you stay humble. Just because you're a nurse, you're no better than a CNA. Like, honey, you know better. You just went to school, you got a degree, and you passed NCLEX. Not to say like doing that doesn't mean anything, but it's like you're not better than anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like grandma used to always say, like, you ain't better than nobody, ain't nobody better than you. Like, don't feel like just because you behind a desk that you're better than somebody. So definitely humble yourself, because I have learned so much from CNAs, like as a nurse. If you just take a minute and listen to what they got to say, like they be knowing stuff, they be saying stuff. Like, listen to your CNAs. So definitely stay humble. The next thing I would say, and when you stay humble as a nurse, like your CNAs will respect you so much more. And if you do make mistakes, like people would be more willing to vouch for you and like to vouch for you when you make mistakes. But if you're not humble and you make a mistake, people gonna just be like so happy that you made a mistake. They're not gonna care to even try to, you know, honor your name type stuff. They're not gonna do that. So that's my second tip, or first tip, I don't really know. Second tip. The next thing I would say is you have to understand that you have to shift your mindset. So the way you see things as a CNA is, okay, you as a CNA, if you're a good CNA, you're looking for things that might be wrong with your patient. So you might say, as a CNA, you might be cleaning somebody's body and be like, her heels are pink. I don't know why my patient heels pink. So you report that to the nurse, you know. Okay. As a CNA, your mindset is to see something wrong, report it to the nurse, and keep it pushing. As a nurse, your mindset or your role is to listen to your CNAs and communicate with them and say, hey, when you give her a shower tonight, let me know if you see anything. Or when you give her a shower tonight, bring me, you know, find me or whatever. Or let me know before you go in there. And I'm going to go in there and look at her skin, da-da-da-da. Like, it's your responsibility to communicate to your CNAs that you need certain things from them and that they need to be looking out for certain things on their patients. So when that situation comes up, okay, her heels are pink. As a nurse, you would go in there, look at the person's heels. Okay, they're pink. What's the next thing you would do? Okay, it's red and they're pink. Okay, so is this a bad thing? Like, should I do anything? Yes. You want to touch it, right? You touch that person's heel. Is it blanchable? Blanchable means when you touch it, does it go white and then go back, you know, to its natural color? Or when you touch it, does it stay red? or pink, really red. Okay, let's just say her heels are red, you know. Does it go back red or does it go white? Okay, so if it doesn't go white and then red again, then it's not blanchable. So you know, if you touch that person's heel and it stays red, you got an issue happening. There's some type of pressure ulcer there. That's a stage 1 pressure ulcer. So as a nurse, you need to now intervene. You need to be like, okay, so she already got a pressure sore on her heels. They're not open right now. They are not open. This is good. So what we're going to do, this is you communicating to the CNA. What I need you to do is when she's in bed, we have to elevate her heels and make sure that her heels are not touching the bed. Now, you need to make sure that you emphasize her heels do not need to be touching the bed, because I've seen so many CNAs and nurses too float somebody. They put a pillow under someone's legs, but they do not float the heels. So I mean, they say this is your heel and this is the pillow. They'll put the pillow right here. So your heel is still touching the pillow. There's still pressure. Like, that defeats the purpose. What we're trying to do is put the pillow underneath the leg so that the heel is floating above the bed. The heel has no pressure right now. You get what I'm saying? You want to relieve the pressure. That's your intervention as a nurse. Now, it doesn't stop there. So you did the education to your CNA and you told them to do that. Say, you know, just do that when she lay down. That way it won't open up, because if it open up, it's probably going to take forever to heal and the facility is going to be in a lot of trouble, you know, from state. So we just got to definitely make sure that we keep her, you know, her heels floated. I'm going to get her some boots too that she can wear when she's outside of the bed. Whatever the case may be that you decide to do. But this is your chance to educate. So as a CNA, you're not really in that role to educate people because there's no one really under you. And when I say under you or over you, whatever, I'm not saying it in a condescending way. I'm just saying it based off the hierarchy. Okay, yeah, like it's, like I said, nobody's better than anybody. Like, we just out here living life. You feel me? So, your role as a nurse is to educate. Because now that CNA knows that, if this is a good CNA, she's going to be looking at all her patients' heels, or he's going to be looking at all their patients' heels to make sure their patients' heels are not, you know, compromised. Or for the most part, they're going to say, you know, I'm about to float everybody's heels. Everybody about to have some floated heels so we can prevent this from happening. You know, that type of thing. You communicate that, and they'll take that information and they'll tell that to another CNA. And when they're orientating somebody, they'll tell that to that CNA. You know, it just, you want to educate your staff because it empowers them to know if somebody is a good aide or even a good nurse. If you give them information, you give them power, because it helps them to feel like they have a say in the care of their patients and making sure that their patients are safe and well taken care of. And if a person actually cares, they want to make sure their patients are well cared for. Okay, you get what I'm saying? So the first step is to educate the patient. If the resident or the patient, educate the patient. The first step is to educate your CNA. So now, if the patient is aware and cognitively there to the point where you can say, hey, you know, you got a pressure ulcer on your heels. What I need you to do is just keep this pillow under there. I know it's going to be uncomfortable at nighttime, but just try your best to keep it up here. And then, you know, throughout the day, if you can, just get back in the bed or get in your recliner and put your feet up, that type of thing. Like, you want to communicate to your patients as well. And then from there, you got to communicate to the family and let them know what's going on. From there, you got to communicate to the doctor, let the doctor know what's going on. From there, you got to communicate and put everything in writing that you did, what you saw, that you communicated to everybody, and that you're doing something about it. You see how much more you have to do as a nurse versus as a CNA. All you have to do is find out what's wrong and say, hey, nurse, this is wrong. Not to say that CNAs don't do a lot, but what I'm saying is there's an issue. The nurse has to do a whole lot of things to make sure that that issue does not come up again, to make sure the issue is well documented, well communicated, and that there's interventions, treatments, and things in place. Sometimes as a nurse, you got to care plan this. You have to send this, you got to write out a wound report. You got to send this to the wound nurse. You got to write out a treatment, get an order from the doctor. Like, you have to do so much. You got to get vital signs, all of that. You got to do so much for just somebody having some red heels. It's like, dang, girl, you know? But that's how you have to think as a nurse. So that goes with me saying, like, as a nurse, be humble, listen to your CNAs. You need to assess. You Your first step when there's an issue is assessment, assessment, assessment. Don't just call the doctor. If you just call the doctor when there's an issue, like, you have no information. You didn't assess anything. You didn't ask any questions. You didn't look through the chart. You didn't call the family and see what the family might think. Sometimes it depends on you and that family and what's going on, whether or not you want to call the family first or call the doctor first. It really just depends. And I have a video talking about how to communicate to doctors, so go check that out. Y'all know I got a video for everything. So just, this is winter break. Go watch all my videos. If you watch this during spring break, go watch all my videos. Summer break, watch all my videos. Okay, like, comment, and subscribe. You want to, like I said, assessment is so important. And that's what I really need for new nurses to really see. And I have a video talking about the top things you should master before graduating from nursing school, I think. And I believe assessment was on there. But it's so important because the doctor is not there. Okay, so that's what I need for y'all to do, is to understand that key is the assessment. Assess and intervene. The intervention within this scenario is that you went ahead, you communicated with your CNA, and you put that pillow underneath that patient's leg so their heels could be floated, and then you went further and communicated with the family, with the doctor, and you did your paperwork, your nurse's note and everything, and you communicated there, and then you got your orders from the doctor, you documented all of that, and you went from there. You know, you get what I'm saying? So it's a lot. It's gonna take time, but that's how you transition to nursing from like a clinical point of view. So we talked about emotional, we talked about clinical. Now we need to talk about more staff. This is gonna be probably the most challenging thing, is dealing with staff members. I need some water, y'all. Like I said, dealing with staff, depending on what setting you're in. You know, you might be a new nurse and you really don't have any CNAs or anybody under you that you have to really delegate tasks to, or that you have to supervise. Good for you. But for the rest of us, that is going to be like the most challenging freaking thing. And I have a video about delegation. I actually have a whole series talking about how to be a good nurse. I definitely suggest you all go watch that playlist, How to Be a Good Nurse playlist. Okay. But you need to learn how to delegate, and I talk about it in that video, and I talk about different scenarios and things like that, because you're not going to be able to do everything as a nurse. Y'all just saw that scenario about them heels, how there were so many things that needed to be done. That's one patient, one situation. Depending on where you're working, you can have that one patient plus another 10 patients, or plus another 15 or 20 or even another 50 patients. Yes, there's been situations where I've had 60 patients, been situations where I've had 25 patients, and every last one of them, not every last one of them, but maybe like 3 or 4 of them had some type of issue or thing pop up that I have to, you know, deal with as a nurse. So delegate to your CNAs. Like, you cannot do everything. And I know some people are like, oh, well, you know, when I was a CNA, I knew how hard it was, so I just feel like I could just do it, you know, and just get it done. But y'all, you're a nurse now. Your freaking job, like, listen, that CNA could have not said anything to you about those heels, right? Let me put this down a little bit. That CNA could have not said anything about those heels to you, and that would have been that. And then if an issue came up, it really wouldn't be on the CNA. It would be on the nurse. You get what I'm saying? Say that opened up. They're going to look at that nurse like, you have been this patient's nurse for how long, and you never noticed her heels? Why didn't you do anything about it? It's going to fall on the nurse. Trust me. It's going to fall on the nurse. That's just that. So that CNA could have been never told you anything. Or if that CNA did come to you and say nothing, you didn't do anything about it. You were so busy helping your CNAs out that you didn't do your job. Guess what? When it comes down to it and that person's heels open up, the CNA is going to be like, well, I kept telling the nurse that something was going on and they didn't do anything. It's going to be your fault. Or if all you did was you charted, oh, redness to heels, floated heels, and left it at that, they're gonna be like, okay, you saw it, why didn't you get doctor's orders? Or you did pretty much everything right, but you didn't call the family. So the family comes in and they're like, why does my mom have these bunny boots on? Like, what is these boots on her feet? Oh, she has a pressure ulcer. A pressure ulcer? No one called me and told me anything. It's your fault. So you get what I'm saying? When things go wrong in a nursing home, in a hospital, anywhere, there's way more weight on it for a nurse than there is for a CNA, just flat out. So you need to protect your license, and you need to delegate, and you need to just know, like, yeah, you want to help people out, but you gotta get your work done, girl. You gotta get your work done, bruh. Like, it's gotta get done. So I can tell y'all a scenario that happened. I want to kind of talk about what happened at my job the other day. This video is going super, like, this is gonna be a long video, but I could talk about another video, but, or maybe a live session. But basically, y'all, we just gotta learn that, you know, you became a nurse for a reason, right? You wanted to do more. You wanted to have, you know, more say in your patient's care. You want to make more money. You wanted to elevate yourself, whatever the case may be. So why would you keep putting your mind and your body and your brain into CNA work when you going and you a nurse? Like I said, I'm not degrading anybody in this situation, but there is a difference between a nurse and a CNA. Like I said, just the responsibility alone is such a big difference. It really is. So you can help your CNAs. You can, you know, toilet your patients, feed your patients. Like I said in my delegation video, I've showered patients before as a nurse. You can do all of that, but just know that your work needs to come first. Because if you're not able to do what you need to do, you are putting yourself at risk, honey. You really are. And ultimately, you put your patients at risk. You are. And I know some people feel like nurses don't do nothing. They just sit at the desk all day. But just look at that scenario I just told you. That nurse is going to have to sit at the desk all day to get all that done. That nurse cannot keep getting up, toiling your patients, answering call lights, doing this, that, and the third. It's just not possible to do that and still do their job. So this just goes to show this is why we all have to work as a team. Don't get me wrong, it's times where you might be short on aides and you got to be like, okay, I need to do this, but let me just take 5 minutes to go toilet this lady. Get her together, because she going to probably mess around and fall, and there's more work on me. Get her together, then come back to it. Okay. I've done that. I've done that plenty of times. Take somebody up to go get oxygen, or I take somebody up to the beauty shop, or I help somebody make a phone call, or I go pick out some clothes for a patient, or I change a patient's sweater, stuff like that. You know, you just have to, that comes with time management as well. When I have a video about time management too, so go watch that. That's time management as well. But just, I know you want to help. You want to still be like, I haven't forgot my roots. I understand. But y'all, you're a nurse. You gotta get shit together and focus on what you need to do. This video is going too long, and I don't want my videos to be super long. They're already hella long, and I appreciate you all so much for watching them. But I'm going to do more videos talking about CNA to nursing and the difference between the two, and things like that. So if you have any specific suggestions or specific scenarios or questions, y'all know I will get to them. Leave them in the comment section. There is a giveaway. You all have watched this video to the end, and you're rewarded with a giveaway. So go join my Instagram account, YourFavNurseB #1, if you want to enter this giveaway. It's only for Instagram followers. And then I have another giveaway that is for anybody. Okay, so you will be receiving this cute little coffee thermos that says Be You Boo. No, it don't say Be You Boo. It just says Be You. And then you'll be getting a $15 Starbucks gift card. I can't talk, y'all. I'm tired. And I got to be at work tomorrow at 6:30. I'm just such a big baby. I'm over here just whining about everything. But you get a gift card to Starbucks and this cute little thermos to go with it. So go join my Instagram account to see about what the rules are for this. You'll be getting this sparkly black pencil case. And then this is similar to the pink giveaway that I did in one of my other videos. You'll be getting this black and silver pineapple pen and this nice shimmery, sparkly, super over the top, what do you call this, journal. So you'll be getting these 3 items. And make sure you all go watch all my other Vlogmas videos, because I have giveaways on those videos. Some of them are announced, some of them are what do you call it, secret giveaways. So go watch that, and then watch those videos, and follow me on all my social media platforms. And once again, like I said, this is the giveaway for my Instagram followers. So thank you all so much for watching my videos. Once again, thank you to everybody who has given to my PayPal account. You can just give $1, $2, $5, $10, whatever the case may be. Whatever you can give, it's greatly appreciated. And I love when you all leave me little messages on there about like why y'all decided to donate, and like why you all support my channel. Like, y'all, it's super helpful. Like, I just see how much y'all believe in me and y'all care about what I do, and you all like actually recognize that this is something that I really enjoy and that I really want to help people. And so thank you all for helping me to go further with my education, because I'm using that money that you all are donating to go towards paying off this school to release my transcript, so I can go and get my freaking RN. Like, I'm doing this. It's gonna happen. We're gonna do it, y'all. So thank you all so much for all your support. Enter the giveaways. You have until the 24th of December at 11:59 Central Standard Time. I will be announcing the winners the day after Christmas. All right, thanks for watching, y'all. Peace.